Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to GoDad Farming. I hope you all had amazing Thanksgiving. It's great to be back after a little break. I've definitely missed sharing this farming journey with all you guys, and we had a great time with family on my end. I hope you did too. It was definitely a much needed recharge for pretty much everybody in my family. But right now, I'm just excited to kind of dive back in and get to the fields with you guys. I also just want to thank you all for sticking around through that little break and being a part of this sort of little incredible community that we're sort of building up. I see a lot of the same guys commenting and leaving suggestions and asking questions, and I'm already stuck on a poll, so that's great. But anyway, yeah, I just want to thank you guys. It's been really great, all the support I'm getting, and I really appreciate it. And honestly, I definitely didn't expect this channel to grow like it has just this quickly. Already up to 60 subscribers, which may not seem like a lot to some guys, but to me, it makes me really happy. I really enjoy it. So as long as I can make some of you guys happy and give you some entertainment while I'm playing the game, I think that's all we sort of aim for around here. With that said, looks like we got that field over there across the street ready to mow, so I'm going to do that. Now, I do want to talk about a few things with the updates that we received over Thanksgiving break and everything else, so we're definitely going to get to that here pretty soon. I'm going to hook this mower up, and I'm just going to really get started right away on all this. Then again, before we get started on that, it would be kind of foolish of me to not check the water levels on this rice because we are getting really close to being able to harvest this stuff and sort of getting excited. Doesn't appear. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, water level. All right, so we cannot flood it anymore, but man, look at it. It's looking great, guys. I'm really excited to sort of get this crop harvested and see what we get out of it. Now, as I was kind of saying, I have some frustration with the most recent updates. Now, don't get me wrong, I am super happy with the updates. I think they did a really great job in a lot of areas, but there's one specific area that I'm really unhappy with. Mainly being a controller player, honestly, and really that's just the fact that they changed the steering and kind of understand why they did it to a point, but also there's really no reason to do it, right? It's really, really difficult now to play on a controller without having some understeer or sometimes oversteer. Sometimes you just wanna drive in a straight line after you make a sharp turn and you can't do it. It just keeps on turning. And I've tried all my stuff. I've tried to turn up my steering up to, I think my steering's on 200% and all that good stuff, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem to do anything. So I've got my wheel connected now. I'm using that somewhat, but honestly, the wheel just kind of feels dead. I have a Fanatec CSL Elite, and it's a pretty good wheel. I do a lot of sim racing with it, and it's a pretty good wheel. And there's literally no feeling. I don't know if it's because there's no force feedback or what, but something just doesn't feel right with the steering. I think before the update, it was doing really well, and while it wasn't perfect, it still worked. It operated efficiently. There wasn't really any issues with turning sharp corners or turning at too fast of speeds. And now it just seems laggy, and I don't know how to describe it. Maybe dead. But it just doesn't feel right. So I'm really hoping that they address it quite quickly, because honestly, it's a big letdown, and it really hinders the way you play the game a little bit. As you can see, we finished our headlands. We are moving on to the middle of the field. Just want to go over the plan for today. The plan for today is going to be to get these fields all mowed, hopefully windrowed. I'm going to rent another windrower. I think it cost us about $500 last time, so I mean, for that cheap of a price, we may as well do it and save ourselves about half a day's work on the baling process. So we'll get all that done up, and then I would also like to try and get this wrapped and maybe even delivered to make some money, because I do want to make a few purchases. I'm going to save telling you what I'm going to purchase until later in the video, just in case I change my mind, obviously, because like I said before, I'm very impulsive. I might change my mind between now and then, so I don't want to tell you guys get your hopes up and then change my mind again. But I do have some purchases in mind that are going to help us. Basically, I want to get to the point on today's video that when we start our next video, we can get right into harvesting our long grain rice. I am super excited to harvest that. Obviously, it's a new crop. We haven't been able to do it a single time yet, so getting into that is going to be priority number one. When we come back, I want to be able to just fire up that harvester and get to work. Alright, so that field is all complete being mowed. Now I didn't mow up to the road this time. The yield on the stuff near the road wasn't that great, so I didn't really see a reason to cut it this time. Now I am gonna go check this second field up at the farm, which is way over here next to the long grain rice. If this is ready to mow, what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave the AI here to mow it, and then we will go down and pick up the windrower with our case. So it is ready to harvest. Obviously, it's not at the second growth stage, but just like last time, we're gonna mow it. I want these all to be, whoop, turned it off. I want these all to kind of get on the same track here as each other, so this way we don't have to worry about mowing at different times and everything else. So we're gonna get this mowed. Well, first we'll set up the AI and hopefully he does a good job. AI worker. Start with, let's start with up down. All right. All right. Good luck. Don't mess this up. Good luck. All right, let's go grab the case, and then we will head on down to Axel's and grab a windrower from the shop, and we will start windrowing the second field. Well, yeah, the first field that we just cut anyway. Man, you see what I mean with the steering? It's just not, it has a little bit of lag in it, and it's just very frustrating. But regardless, I'll stop ranting about that eventually. I'm sure I'll get used to it, but I don't know. I just don't know why they did that. So as always, we have to check our corners for the AI. Last time we had a pretty serious accident. Well, two pretty serious accidents. One, we got T-boned, and another, the concrete truck just absolutely tried to pull in front of us and put us right into a sign. So, and it wasn't like one of these stop signs. It was like a billboard. So if you haven't saw that, definitely go back to a previous video and take a look. It was quite funny. Definitely caught me off guard. You know, just right after being T-boned, a cement truck decided to just pull right out in front of me, and I might have overreacted a little bit, but honestly, I don't know. It just caught me off guard. It scared me a little bit. Alright, so we're here picking up the windrower. Cost us just under $1,000. So for some reason I was thinking it was $500 the last time, but I guess not. Or maybe it was and their prices went up. Who knows? You know how the economy is today anyway. But so we'll take this over to the first silage field and we'll get it all windrowed, so this way it's easy to bale and wrap and everything. Yeah, but for right now it's kind of just like Silage Simulator 25. I'm really hoping to get out of the silage as soon as possible, but honestly, this is the best way to make money quickly when you're starting off. So we just have to keep at it. We have to make it through the grind, and eventually it's going to pay off, and we're going to have a great looking cattle farm here in Riverbend Springs. I promise you that. I didn't stop over at the farm on my way here to check on the AI workers, so my fingers are crossed that they didn't mess anything up. It looks like I can see them off in the distance there, up to the right. It looks like they are doing just fine, so we'll just keep our fingers crossed that they don't mess anything up. They don't, pull onto our grain or our rice field and start mowing that. That would be an absolute disaster, but honestly, that's not something I wouldn't expect from the AI here on Farming Simulator, so slow and steady wins the race, I guess, with this windrowing, but regardless, it's still going to save us time no matter which way you look at it, so that's a good thing. I've been asked a couple times in my comments and even in some messages that were sent to me on whether or not I'm going to have more than just this Riverbend Spring series, and honestly, yes, I definitely am. The only thing I'm waiting for right now, I'm just kind of waiting for some maps to be released. I don't want to do the same thing every single time we do some sort of series or every time we play, I would like to do like a live stream playthrough, or maybe not a live stream playthrough, but an uncut playthrough where I'm not just clipping things together and showing you just the highlights of things, where it's just kind of a straightforward playthrough. You guys see everything from me getting frustrated to me, messing something up and having to go back and fix it real quick, this and that. Like, you see me pulling up the menus, everything. I want to do something that's a straight playthrough. However, I just want to wait for some new maps to come out, which could be a couple more weeks at minimum. I will say that there was one I saw, and actually it was Farm Sim Guy that first showed it. It was as a map by Ola Hador. I think I'm saying that, Ola Hador. It looked really good. It's called New Frontier. Now, he did recently make a Reddit post, I believe yesterday, which would have been Sunday, December 1st, about how there is a version of the map coming out very soon that will have more trees, so you can do more logging as opposed to just farming on it. So I might wait for that to release. I want to see how that looks. Maybe we'll log in one of these days and sort of download it together and check it out. Just go over it in video, see if it's something that we want to play or not. So I do have plans to do more. I'm just kind of waiting, The mod tools just came out either the beginning of last week or the end of the week prior, so it's just a waiting game. We want to see how fast these modders can get stuff out. I know they have some bugs that they're kind of working through with the modding tools that just released and everything else, so it's just going to be probably a couple more weeks, and then we will get another one started. But I do definitely want to do some sort of logging operation where we can start from scratch and sort of build up a logging operation. That'll be pretty fun. I do really enjoy the logging and mining stuff on here, so we will see a lot of that on this channel along with the farming. But for now, we kind of just keep moving forward with our plan here to make a cattle farm. And I know there's a lot of silage work going on right now, and maybe grass silage isn't always the most fun to watch, but I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching, and I just know deep down that this is the best way to get off to a healthy start, so eventually we're not going to have all this silage to do, hopefully. At least that's my hope. So I don't know. We'll see where this takes us, but honestly, I want to buy cattle as soon as possible, but I also want to do it in a way where we're not going to be struggling the whole time, where it's not always going to be a grind. We can sort of relax, take care of the cattle, and make a ton of money. So we'll just have to see. There's also a few things I want them, I'm hoping that they get a few of these issues with the AI kind of worked out. I know if you have more than 2 or 3 AI workers at a time, it sort of messes with the game. So I'm hoping they get that worked out pretty soon, because if they don't, it's going to be pretty hard to have a super farm when you only have 2 or 3 AI workers helping you out. I might have to, if that's the case, I might have to convert this to an online server and get some of you guys to help me out at times. Alright, so it looks like the AI worker completed their job. Now they missed... Oh, no, she's still working. Alright, well, we're gonna actually take over for her right now. And yeah, we're gonna take over for her and try to finish this up maybe a little bit quicker than what she is. Hey, come here. Alright, let's get you out of here. You can go take lunch break or something. I am going to actually extend past this just one more row. Did a respectable job. I like it. Oh, turn the mower off. That was silly. Alright, there we go. We'll get one more row out of this. And the yield on this stuff just isn't good. I thought it would be half decent, but for some reason it's very low. But regardless, I guess we could still mow it up and just use it. I mean, money's money at this point, right? We got to make as much as we possibly can. So we got all that mowed up, and now we're on to windrowing this second small field that we have. Once this is all windrowed, we're going to bale it, wrap it, and then just like before, it's just going to be a waiting game, waiting for it to ferment and turn into silage for us. So this way we can get a little more profit in the bank here. But everything's going pretty smooth on the farm right now. We haven't had really any huge hiccups. We have had some setbacks in terms of some stuff we had to buy. Obviously, a few videos ago, we realized that we didn't have a bale wrapper, which was going to be a major problem if we were going to do silage bales. But we took care of that. No harm, no foul. And ever since, it's sort of been smooth sailing. Obviously, you can see over there, we have our mushrooms coming in quite nicely. So by the time, you know, winter rolls around, we're going to have a lot of profit to be made still. You know, I just like to say, I keep looking over this way at this piece of property across the street on this side, and I really like that piece of property. I'm starting to think that I might buy that plus that farmland, and that might be where our farmhouse goes. And then we put a little barn down below and start our cattle crop, or our cattle crop, right? Our cattle farm over there across the street. I'm thinking that's it. And you know what else that'll do? That'll kind of get us away from creepy grandpa who keeps staring at us all the time. Even though he's a nice guy. Again, I don't want to be taken the wrong way, but I just you know, it's kind of unsettling to be stared at all the time whenever you go to get your stuff out of your barn. So I'm thinking that's what we'll do. I don't know how much that is. I think we should check that out, honestly. Let's here, let's go in. Let's check this out real quick. Let's see. Farmland. Let's check this out. Hopefully I don't drive up. It's $225,000. Guys, I think we could save that, and I think we could buy that land and put our house there. I really like that idea. Maybe, you know, of course, we'll own this farm from Grandpa, but maybe we could give Grandpa some privacy just like we want, and give him his own little homestead over here, and we'll be across the street so we're not being stared at 24/7. I like that idea. I kind of feel like this is the first time that I've officially put together a plan in my head that I really like, to the point where I don't think I'm going to actually change it. I really like that spot. Now, the only thing that would stop us from doing that, though, right now, is whether or not that barn is removable. If it's not removable, well, it kind of ruins our whole plan, right? But it should be. I don't see why it wouldn't be. We'll have to figure something out. I'm positive, I'm nearly positive we could move that barn and get rid of it and put our house there. Another thing I was trying to decide on with the whole house situation, because obviously right now we're living in a mobile home, which is totally fine, but that's not what we want to live in for the rest of our time here on this farm. But what I was thinking was whether or not we wanted to just outright purchase a farmhouse, or if we want to build it. Now, my initial thought process is to build it. However, I have seen a lot of feedback and videos that say that building the farmhouses takes a lot of time and a lot of resources. So we might have to take away from doing farm work to get those resources. So that is something to consider moving forward. But I am leaning towards actually building it ourselves. But we'll have to see. Alright, just grab the baler here out of the barn. We're getting a lot of use out of this baler. Now, I do notice we might need to go down to the store and pick up some round-bale net. I'm not sure how much it uses. We're going to get started, and we'll see how much it uses exactly before we actually go down and we get some. I don't even know how much that costs. Hopefully it's not too much, but let's just see how far we get before we decide. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to how much it just used. That was silly. I literally just said, let's see how much it uses and then decide if we need some. And I didn't even watch the round bale net bar. Unbelievable. Okay, so we're definitely going to need to get some. I think we're just gonna run until it does run out, and then we'll head on down and buy some. Now we did do the 2 fields the last time though, with just 2 wraps, so that is good news. My next question is whether or not we can go down and fill it there, or if it'll even take. I'm not sure how this fills, so this will be my first try on filling this round bale net. So. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out for sure. Can't be too difficult. Another thing we kind of have to collectively start considering is we have to maybe we should probably turn one of these fields. And honestly, it really depends on what we get out of the long grain rice for profit wise. But we should probably consider turning one of these fields into something that's going to be able to start supplying us with some feed for cows. Because as I said, we do want to work towards that. Now, if we could save... I don't know. I have to look into it. If we could start getting some ration now and just sort of stockpiling it, I think that might be a good way to go. But at the same time, as I've said in previous videos, this will be my first time doing cows, so I'm not 100% sure how to do that. I have to look into how to make the mixed rations, what the best feed will be, all of that. So that's actually where you guys could come in handy here. If you guys know how to work with the cows, how to mix the feed, how to get the best profit out of dairy cows that you possibly can, let me know in the comments. I am so interested in hearing how you guys do it. So this way I can sort of figure it out how I want to do it and how we want to do it in these videos. So if you guys have some tips or tricks or just general information on total mixed ration and all that good stuff, let me know in the comments. I will read them. I will probably reply to them. I try to reply to all the comments, and honestly, we're probably going to use whatever ideas you guys can come up with. Whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent, we will use your suggestions for sure. And I'm really trying to nail down the point that if you leave a comment and make a suggestion, that we're going to use your suggestion, because honestly, being my first series on YouTube, I want this to be our farm. I don't want it just to be my farm that I'm building that you guys are watching. I want you guys to pitch in. I want you guys to feel like this is something you guys helped create. I want it to be something that's ours as a community that we're trying to build. So leave comments, leave suggestions, whether it's on cows or crops. Tell me what I've done wrong. Tell me what I've done right. Tell me what I could do better in the future. Whatever you guys think, let me know. Okay, so our net rolls are empty, so we have to go down to axles. I'm hoping, like I said, that we could just fill this thing right on the fly here. And while we're down there, we're probably going to stop and grab some gas from the gas station as well, go down to our local quick trip here and get some gas, grab some lunch, and then go get some round bale net from Axel's. I think that sounds like a good little afternoon here. It is already getting late in the day, but we've done quite a bit. Now, the only caveat to that is we still have that huge field to go. So I would like to get that done absolutely by today, so this way we can get the bales fermented. So this might be one of those work days that we just kind of work into the night, honestly. Do you want to do that all the time? No, but sometimes when you're working a farm, you can't just pick and choose your hours. Sometimes if you got to get stuff done, you got to get stuff done. So that's what we'll do. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Now how? No, I want to. Oh, there we go. Massey Ferguson. No, how do I get gas in this thing? Can I not do it with my bale wrapper on? Is that why? Is it interacting funny with the bale wrapper? Huh. There we go. Interact. Oh my goodness, I'm really close. Alright, you keep filling up. And then while that's filling up, because it does take a minute, let's go. Well, I'll just get in. Oh, it doesn't take a minute. I keep forgetting on Farming Simulator 22, I had realistic fuel filling and all this other stuff. So I always keep forgetting that. I don't know. I miss those mods that sort of made it feel a lot more realistic. So it's $1,200 for 5 rolls. I can't even get the 5 rolls back. I'll have to come back with my forks at some point. Okay. Whoop, ran into the baler. Alright, so let's go over here. We're going to... Actually, I want to try... Oh, there it is. So, can I could refill the bale net without being at Axel's, I take it? I'm going to try that right now. I don't want to do that all the time. I want to kind of, I want to be able to come to the store, get stuff. So I can hit refill. I mean, does it... What is it? Coon? Alright, does it... Let's try it. Coon net wrap. Oh! Guys, I didn't even have to drive all the way down to Axel's. That is... I get why they did that. Definitely more accessible for people who don't necessarily love the idea of always having to stock up on like bale nets, and I wonder if the bale wrapper does that as well. But honestly, we're gonna make the drive because I just feel like it's a little more realistic, and I don't mind doing it. I enjoy it. It's kind of a time for me to talk with you guys. So yeah, that was kind of an obsolete trip a little bit, but hey, at least you guys got to go on a trip with me down to the gas station and, hear me talk to myself and everything else. See me try to figure out why it wouldn't let me refuel the tractor. That was really odd, honestly. I didn't like that. I don't know. It is what it is. So we have to pick up a few odds and ends here. Just a few small spots that we missed when we were going through the first time. And then right when we're done picking up these odds and ends, we're going to go over to the large field and likely get that all baled up. So we're going to have a lot of bales to wrap and not a ton of time to do it. So we are definitely going to be working into the dark, if not through the dark here, to get these all baled up and wrapped. And again, so September 1st, we have 2-day months on, and September 1st is when the long grain rice is able to be harvested. So I want to make sure that all this is baled up and wrapped by the end of tonight, so this way it can ferment and we don't have to worry about anything going into the long grain rice harvesting. I don't want to have to worry about bales and all that other stuff, so that's why I'm sort of pushing to get this completed, both before the end of this video and into the night. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get it done. If not, then I don't know. We'll figure it out. We always seem to figure out what we're doing anyway. I'll also say too, because we just kind of watched a bunch of stuff pop in and out. Well, right there, you see it on the screen, the grass popping in and out. I did actually talk to a few guys that have Farming Simulator 25 and are very good on the graphical side of things and adjusting their game properly. There is a way that we might possibly be able to get it to stop doing that, despite our LOD and all our draw distances being maxed out right now. We can actually go higher. I'm going to experiment with it probably right after this video is completed filming. So by the next time we do a video, we may not have that issue and it may look absolutely beautiful again like FS22 did. And hopefully that's the case. I don't want to make promises, but we do have a few tricks up our sleeves that we might be able to fix that. So keep your fingers crossed for some beautiful graphics again. With that said, we're going to do a quick little time lapse to show you guys some baling. I know a lot of guys might think baling's boring at times, but I've also gotten a lot of really great feedback. So let's get to work. Let's get this field all finished up, and then we'll go grab the wrapper when we're done, and we'll start wrapping bales so this way they can ferment. Back across the street on the farm, we put the baler away. We have the bale wrapper out now. I'm not sure specifically how many bales we have, but we do have quite a bit. Honestly, it almost seems like we have more than we did last time, but I know that's probably not the case, so we're probably looking at getting around the same amount of profit that we got the first time around. I'm not really thinking that I'm gonna bore you guys with watching the wrapping process. As always, I will keep this on repeat every time we have to wrap bales and do a video on it. Not my favorite process. I would really love to have a baler that has a wrapper attached to it, but they're so expensive. We just can't afford it right now, and honestly, it's just not on the agenda currently. Right now, I'm really happy with what we got going on. We're just going to get all these wrapped up so this way we can sell them as quickly as possible. Hopefully by the time the rice is all ready to harvest, we could just sell these bales off. And we're gonna work hard to get this property across the street. I really like that plan. So that's our new goal. Our new goal. I know I set a goal last time to branch out and buy more fields for crops, but right now our primary goal is going to be to buy this field or this property across the street. It's $225,000. We're going to purchase it. We're going to put down our buildable farmhouse, and we're going to start building and getting our cattle all in there. The field there is a field out back that comes with the property. That's going to be turned into our first cattle barn. So We have a plan, guys. We finally have a plan. So now we just need to stick to it. We need to work hard, and we need to achieve it. So I'm going to get all these bales wrapped up, and then I will meet back up with you as soon as we're completed. I am on field 2 over here wrapping bales, and as you can see, there's a lot here. Um, and this being my least favorite task in Farming Simulator, which is wrapping bales, this is making me absolutely ecstatic for whatever point we get to where they release courseplay and I can unleash the AI on wrapping these bales again, because man, this is literally taking forever, and it's probably the least satisfying task I think I have encountered. Um, but wow, I don't. There's people that love wrapping bales, and I have no clue how they do it. So hats off to you guys, because this is just, it takes so long, and it's just not satisfying to me. But I don't know. Does anybody have any idea on how to make it more satisfying for myself to do this? Because this is something. We've done it. We have completed all of our baling for the day before the dark even hit. So that is that's surprising. I really thought it would take longer. Now, don't get me wrong. This took way too long for my liking. Don't get me wrong when I say I thought it would have taken longer. So we're gonna fold. Whoa! Almost ran into a bale. We're gonna fold this thing up. We're gonna get it back to the barn across the street. You know, I don't really know if I'm using this barn properly even. It doesn't really do what I want it to do. It doesn't really suit my needs the best. I mean, I just use it. I'm sure it's a hay barn, but I just use it to store my tools. So maybe that's something to think about when we expand across the street to our new property that we're aiming to buy. Maybe we think about what kind of barn we want and get something a little bit different where maybe we just get a giant, tool storage barn. Who knows? But I don't think a big hay loft barn like that is really, I don't really think it works for what we need it for. So yeah, I don't know. That's just, yet another complaint. Man, I'm doing a lot of complaining in this episode, aren't I? Regardless, we're going to check on these mushrooms. So we got 4 pallets. We really have to, all right, we decided we were going to store it over there and there. Got 1,000 here. So this is great. This is going really well, honestly. I also installed a new mod. I installed a new mod so this way you could easier see the crops and all the stock that we have. It is a really great mod. I love this thing because before you'd come down here and you would go to prices and you'd have to scroll through everything. But now with this mod, I have all the stuff that I have on hand right here. So I got grass, and once those bales turn to silage, that'll flip over to silage. We have lime because I have 156 liters of lime in one of my trailers. And then the oysters, obviously you can see the price is down. Probably not time to sell right this second, down about $200. And then we have the water, obviously that's in the greenhouses right now. So I really like this, honestly. Whoever came up with the idea, that was a really good idea, and it's really helpful. So thank you to whoever made this mod. If you just so happen to watch, I really appreciate this mod. We got a lot done today on the farm, guys, and I'm pretty happy of our progress today, as always. I feel like I'm always saying that, but honestly, I think we're doing a really great job. We're making some headway. We have a common goal now to work towards, and buying that property over there across the street, so this way we could start our cow pastures and everything else. And honestly, we just have to wait for these bales to be finished up. We got these fields all mowed, baled, and wrapped up, and they're sitting here fermenting. And the great news I have for you is while they're almost done fermenting, they do still need some time. But if we look over here to our right, it is September 1st, and our long grain rice is ready to be harvested. Now, we only got about 87% yield bonus, but for our first time, I think that's okay. As we go, we're going to learn and we're going to get better, and we're going to get that up to 99 or 100% at some point. I really do have belief in that. So the next video, we're basically going to start off and we're going to be harvesting all this rice, and that's pretty exciting. I'm not sure if we'll sell it immediately for a profit or if we'll just put it in the silo and let it sit while the prices sort of fluctuate back and forth and see how much we can make off of it. But we'll decide that as we go. With that said, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you like today's content, definitely try to leave a like on the video. All the support's appreciated. And if you are looking forward to more videos, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to put out videos as often as possible. We did just come off a little, I think it was a 5 or 6 day break for the Thanksgiving break, but we're going to try to put them out pretty often. So maybe every other day, probably more once we get another series running at the same time. We'll probably be closer to every day just about. So keep that in mind. Definitely subscribe if you wish to. Um, with that said, if you have any complaints, suggestions, or if you just want us to try something new that you're unsure of as well, leave a comment. I'll read all the comments, I'll reply, and we'll even try out some of your ideas. Until the next one, have a good day and adios.